Welcome, dear friends. Pull up a chair, grab a warm beverage, and join me to talk about the Aspiring Author Diaries. My name is Monica, and I have been writing for the last few years with the hopes to someday have my book published and put into the hands of people who would really enjoy it. And I thought that I'd share some of my journey, some of my process along the way with those of you out there who might also be looking to do the same thing. This week, I've been thinking a lot about excellence. How do the great masters become the great masters? How do you surpass just what's good or great, but do something that's really excellent? So as I was thinking about this today, or this week really, I wrote down a few qualities of how we might define excellence, how I defined excellence. The first quality is consistency. So to be able to replicate at the same level, the same product, service, or experience. When I think about consistency, I think about some of the great YouTubers I love to tune in and watch, podcasters, even animes, and I keep coming back to this YouTube channel or podcast or anime because I know each week that it will be consistently entertaining, funny, or heartfelt. So consistency is, I think, an important part of excellence. It's not that we just are, have one moment in which we're excellent. The true masters are able to replicate it again and again, whether it's in artwork or athletics. Another aspect of excellence is precision. So accuracy of details. Being able to hit the mark right every single time. I think this is important in excellence because, right, it's not, in art it can be more subjective, but you almost know it when you experience it. But there's other things like surgeons who, that excellence is a lot more objective. You know whether you made the right cut or not. Precision, I think, is a big part of excellence as well. How close can we get to hitting the mark each time? How close can we, produce something, maybe not the same thing, but the same level, same quality. The third I have on here is awareness. So the ability to notice and respond to changes in the environment. I think sometimes this is left out of people's idea of excellence, but it's important too. For instance, if you went to a restaurant and everybody in the restaurant kept asking for chocolate cake and the server never, tells the management and management never decides to put chocolate cake on the menu, there's some lost potential there. So the ability to respond to, what our feedback is coming from the world. What is our customers, consumers, how are they providing us feedback? And skill. Perhaps skill is the most obvious aspect of excellence. To be really excellent, we need the knowledge and the ability to perform the task that's required of us. but not just knowledge and ability, but efficiency as well. We don't want to be expending so much energy that we can't keep doing it consistently. So the greatest of the great have to be able to balance doing something really precisely and consistently. And that's where the skill comes in, the ability to do it all efficiently, to not waste any energy. Because that wasted energy builds up and fights against us. And the last thing I thought of this week, which I think is maybe the most interesting one or the most important one, to be excellent, we need right intention. The right intention going into whatever work we're creating. I came across this idea in a book I was reading this week, and I'm still reading, titled Success is for You by Dr. David R. Hawkins. And the subtitle, I feel like, really speaks to more of what the book is about. It says, Using Heart-Centered Power Principles for Lasting Abundance and Fulfillment. And I'm only a bit, part of the way through the book at this time, but a big message in the book is that our intentions are, even though we might not say what we're thinking, people pick up on our intentions. We know when someone's trying to get that last dollar from us. And we also know when someone's being genuinely just kind or generous. I've had experiences with salespeople where you really get a feeling that they are looking out for you. They are trying to find you the best deal or help you get your needs met. And you might see that at a doctor's office or other places as well. But in those same industries, I've also met many people where it feels like they're just trying to get one more dollar out of you. So this book talks about how this intention for goodwill for the consumer or the customer actually has a big impact on whether people come back to you, how successful you might be. And as we think about excellence, people who are truly excellent at what they do, they don't have to, fight to get what they're worth, because people can see just how good they are at it. They're willing to pay that amount. Rather, they almost draw people to them by virtue of their dedication to their craft. You can sense when someone's really putting their whole heart into something and when they're not. So as I think about all this, as an aspiring author, still learning a lot and still far from excellence, it actually gives me a lot of hope. Because, okay, maybe I don't have all the skills that I might need. Maybe I'm still learning a lot of those skills. But there are some things that I can do to cultivate excellence. I can be consistent, show up and write every day, trying to produce the best story I can produce. I can be precise, rather than letting those details slip or, letting loose ends go or not rereading the draft another time. I can practice precision and try to get the most accurate details possible. I can also practice awareness. So when I get feedback from my beta readers or editor or my husband, making changes when it feels appropriate, when it feels like it would be, the right thing to do, listening to the people around me. And right intention. So in all that I do, to have the goodwill of the consumer in mind. This reminds me a lot of Mr. Rogers. If you've ever watched Mr. Rogers, part of the reason he started a children's show was because the children programming that was out there at that time really wasn't respecting the child's emotional needs, mental needs. And he decided to create Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in order to do that. He did it out of respect for children and the emotions that they go through, the struggles, the challenges they might go through, their fears and their joys. And that's a big reason why he was so successful, was because he started with that intention and it continued the whole way through. So my hope is that as I grow as a writer, as I grow in skill and try to learn more about the craft, then I might grow in these other aspects of excellence as well. So thanks for joining me. And I'm excited to see where this journey will go, and glad to bring you along with me. And I hope you tune in again. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.